Hi, and welcome to this newest episode of And Just One More Thing. Today, we're going to be looking at an example of how a community can advocate for itself and create a cultural district in an area that has been historically underserved and is soon going to boast not only the School of Arts and Culture and Mexican Heritage Plaza that already exist in East San Jose, but the addition of a new commercial district, a community health clinic, and in the future, affordable housing. All of this is meant to celebrate and uplift the community that already lives in East San Jose and elevates the engagement and the voices of that community in shaping and owning their future. Stay tuned for more. I am back. My guest today is Jessica Paz-Cedillos, who is the Executive Director of the School of Arts and Culture at the Mexican Heritage Plaza. Jessica is also one of the leaders, along with the Si Se Puede Collective, of the La Avenida project, which is the beginnings of a cultural district in East San Jose. And Jessica wanted me to make sure that when I introduced her, I also gave a tribute to the late Chris Esparza, who had tremendous impact in the creation of the concept of this idea and supported the fundraising and really has just left his fingerprints on every aspect of La Avenida. And it's certainly with deep sadness we realize that he will not get to see the project to its fruition, but it is because of his involvement that it will come to success. Hello, I am back with Jessica Paz-Cedillos, who is the Executive Director of the School of Arts and Culture at the Mexican Heritage Plaza. Jessica, thank you so much for talking with me today.
Thank you.
I am really excited for you to talk about the project on which you are leading, called La Avenida. The county has invested some money in this project because it is so incredibly unique, frankly. Creating the county's first cultural district is a big deal, but it's even more than that. You're doing something that is meant not just to serve people in the present, but to truly begin to build generational wealth in a community that for so long has been denied those opportunities. So I would just love to hear about your vision and what you're working to accomplish.
Sure. So again, thank you for the opportunity and the platform to be able to talk about our works. La Avenida Cultural District is a passion project that many folks have worked over the past few years to see come to fruition. And for us at the Mexican Heritage Plaza, we are leveraging a cultural district strategy in order to preserve the culture, traditions, and heritage of our diverse community. And it's important for me to say, rebuilding communities alone does not solve poverty. And when you think about Mayfair, when you think about the cultural district and the Alum Rock corridor, where that district is going to receive official designation, we are leaning into our partnerships with our creative sector, local businesses, nonprofits, community, and artists in order to champion a community that is already unofficially a cultural district. And what we are doing is we are leaning into community development, which is the acquisition and development of property on behalf of community in order to ensure that assets remain accessible and affordable. Now I'm going to go back to that thing I said, right? So rebuilding communities alone does not solve poverty. And so when we look at our work as a cultural institution in the realm of community development, it is incredibly important that we also address the systemic challenges that our community is facing. And so for us, we are also leveraging local policies that are being championed by the Si Se Puede Collective in order to ensure that when these investments come to our community, that they are protected, so that our community 5, 10, 20 years from now continue to benefit from the redevelopment of the Mayfair community, of La Avenida, right?
Can you make that a little bit more specific for me? What does that look like? Is it particular businesses? Is it about who owns them? Is it about housing and who lives there? How is that sustained?
It's a combination, and I'm going to speak specifically about the affordable housing project that we are championing on our Keene Road parking lot. So we know that here in San Jose, we are facing an affordability crisis. Here in Santa Clara County, that is also true.
Indeed.
And when we think about affordable housing, when we think about where it is needed, when these projects are developed, you don't always have the residents who actually live in the community be able to take advantage of them. And so what we're doing is we're not just championing the affordable housing, we're also in partnership with the Si Se Puede Collective via the leadership of Somos Mayfair, and they are part of the Si Se Puede Collective. We're leveraging tenant preference, which was passed at the state level. It is now passed at the local level. And what that means is that 30% of the units that are built in the affordable housing, our local residents will get priority. And then you tack on the fact that at the state level, if affordable housing is built in a cultural district, 10% of the units will go to local artists. That means 40% of the units that are championed in this community will remain local. And for the School of Arts and Culture at the Mexican Heritage Plaza, we have two communities. We have both the local community and the creative sector. And so again, right, it's not enough to build the project. It's important that the policies are in place so that our residents are able to take advantage of these reinvestment that is going to take place in our community.
And are these rental properties?
They will be.
So how does that translate into that generational wealth?
So for when we think about our community, right? So, and when we think about the affordability crisis, it's a combination of rental and also ownership. Not for this project, but I think you have to have a strategy that approaches the challenge from different viewpoints, right? Or different opportunities to both have access to an affordable home or to be able to own. And when we think about affordable housing and what that means for our families and our community, it means that the money that they are earning, they get to put that away for their children to attend college. They get to put that away if they want to purchase a vehicle so that they can get from one job to another job. They're able to do that.
Because the rent is kept
stable.
At an affordable, stable level. And whose determination will it be? Who's going to own the rental properties and provide the assurance that that rent will stay affordable?
So we don't know the details, right? So this is something that is being worked out.
But not by a community organization.
Correct. Okay. So and it's being worked. So you have community coming to the table. You have La Plaza coming to the table because we want this to be built on our Keene Road parking lot. We have the city of San Jose. And what that ownership structure looks like, we don't know. We get to dream about it. We have ideas in terms of what has worked in other communities. And so for us, we come with that excitement knowing that we leverage political power because of who we are, but also because we have the community behind us, so that when this investment is made, we have options that are on the table.
I think that's so exciting and tremendous. I think it's significant that the community has raised, $24 million toward this, which is incredible. You mentioned Si Se Puede Collective a few times. I'd like you to share as we finish up here. For anyone who doesn't know yet, what is the Si Se Puede Collective? Because again, it's more than just executive
Yes.
directors of 5 local nonprofits.
Yes.
What's the power of the
So
collective?
I'm going to get to that, and just to clarify,
Okay.
so the $24 million that was raised is for the property across the street from La Plaza that we bought, which is a commercial building where we're
okay.
going to bring a family wellness center operated by Gardner Health Services.
Oh,
And
thank
then
you.
the Mexican Heritage Plaza, we're expanding our business model across the street. We're going to open a community cafe and a black box theater. When we think about development, we're thinking about commercial property in addition to affordable housing. And it's part of a 3-step plan of the planned cultural district. Now, the Si Se Puede Collective is something I'm really excited about. This is a group of organizations. You have Somos Mayfair, Grail Family Services, Amigos de Guadalupe, the School of Arts and Culture at the Mexican Heritage Plaza, and Vegilution. And our mission is to serve the residents of the Mayfair East San Jose community. And we've come together in order to organize and ensure that our residents are prioritized when it comes to safety net services, when it comes to redevelopment in our community, when it comes to ensuring that at the local and at the state level, we are advocating for policies that address the very challenges that our community face.
I love everything about this, but the authenticity and the fact that it is driven by the residents and the artists and the small businesses that will be directly impacted is really incredible. I will include in the links and the follow-up information so people can follow along with the development of the project, so that they can add their advocacy, and I will continue to keep learning as well, and of course continuing to champion this project. So
I love it.
Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for
yeah.
your work, and I am here to be a partner, to be an ally, to support and lift up this work.
Thank you. Well, and muchísimas gracias, because you are the reason why this project has been able to get off the ground. The county made a significant investment, and that wouldn't have happened without your help, so thank you.
Thank you. Nothing happens with one person alone.
Yes.
I'm very proud to be part of a board that stood up and unanimously said,
Thank you.
This is where our dollars should go. So thank you for your time, for listening, and we'll be back with just one more thing.
And just one more thing. Today we are going to talk a little bit about fashion. I was born in 1966, and the very first accessory or clothing item that I remember being truly excited about was a pair of white patent leather knee-high go-go boots, probably in 1971 or 72. I was obsessed with those boots. I wore them everywhere. Tried to wear them to nursery school, wore them with my pajamas, wore them in my house, wore them out every opportunity I had, and just thought that I was the bee's knees. And yes, it was the bee's knees. 60s fashion evolved into 70s fashion, and lots of bell-bottom jeans and embroidery, and when I was old enough to get away with them, great big platform, chunky shoes. I was a high school student, of course, and then college in the 80s. So I was the generation, not only with the first Nikes, had those white nylon Nikes with the red swoosh. I also had the Reeboks with the straps. There were some Flashdance years. Flashdance was filmed in Pittsburgh, where I grew up. So fun fact there, the cutoff sweatshirt. I have just always found clothes and accessories to be a really fun way to be self-expressive, and I continue to do that through today, hopefully with not too many faux pas along the way. And that's just one more thing.